We're on.
Hey, everybody. We're on. Welcome to our inaugural Nighthawk Pro Gaming on YouTube Gaming. I'm ZarduBen, also Ben Osvita. I'm the brand experience manager for Nighthawk Pro Gaming. And with me,
I'm Alec. What's up, guys? I don't have a cool gamer tag like Ben, but I'm Alec. I work here at Netgear. I work with Ben a lot on a lot of the content for Nighthawk Pro Gaming. In the back, behind us, we've got Angelo, and we've got Brett. We're all in here. They're hanging out. We're just going to chat, have a good time.
Yeah, so what we're doing here is this is a little different than the stuff that we do on Twitch or Mixer. What we want to be able to do is get a little interactive with, with the audience, and we're going to start today by telling you, we'll talk a little bit about the history of NPG, Nighthawk Pro Gaming, if you will, and what to expect on this particular channel. We're going to also be doing some really cool stuff with the Stadia on this particular channel. There's a lot of cool content that's coming out. We're going to talk about a little bit about esports. We're going to talk a little bit about technology. Our technology that helps you as a gamer and a streamer just have a better experience on the internet. We'll probably be pulling in some experts on internet safety, router switches, support. So this is going to be kind of an all-you-can-eat buffet, if you will, of just technological goodness.
Yeah, I really feel like right now is a really interesting time to be a fan of gaming and technology, especially like post CES and with how fast it's all moving these days. We are gonna have no shortage of stuff to talk about. I mean,
no, there's
so much going on all the time now.
There's cloud gaming, which is just coming. Like, everybody's been saying, "Oh, cloud gaming, it's coming. It's literally just right over the hill now from everything with NVIDIA, GeForce, with Stadia. There's just all sorts of things. Microsoft is getting into it. There's all sorts of things that are coming down. Shadow. It really is a great time to be a gamer or a gaming enthusiast. It used to be that you'd have to always upgrade your computer and just have like the best of the best equipment. New game comes out and it forces you to upgrade. Yeah. Now, with these cloud services, you can kind of keep that going a little bit longer because they're going to have some supercomputer out.
Someone else is on the hook for doing that.
For the upgrades.
That being
we
said,
are so far off this.
we're off the rails.
Off the rails.
We
here.
do want to start with talking about kind of the history of Nighthawk Pro Gaming and where it started and where it's come. And I think Ben's gonna have a bit more perspective on this than I am. I've only been here with Netgear and with Nighthawk Pro Gaming since April 1st. I was the joke. April 1st.
You were, but you're not. You all that great content that you see on our social posts, like Instagram, that is Alec. So we launched Nighthawk Pro Gaming. What was it? 2 years ago, in January of 2018, we had two products. We had one router, one switch. We had the XR500 and the SX10 gaming switch, which are both still available. Both are awesome. The router is powered by DumaOS, which is this great software suite that gives you the ability of really kind of transforming your local network, cleaning up your queues, your log jams. If you have multiple devices, you can see how many devices that we have here. We got both of our laptops out. We've got a PlayStation, we've got an Xbox, we've got a streaming station, we've got another PC station, 6 gaming stations, and this is all powered by DumaOS, and also SX10, and I think XR700 is running this entire room.
Which is, like, that being said, like, this is, like, the highest scenario possible. Like this is being ran by one router. If you're gonna power your home with this thing,
this
easily gonna handle it.
Easily can handle it because we're pushing it to the limits. Because at sometimes we've got 8 gaming computers running at the same time, plus a streaming computer, and in a household. I mean, it is possible to have that many, gamers in a house, but it really shows the power of one, the hardware, and 2, the software. Oh, we've got Havoc just dropped into the chat. Hey, how's it going?
What's up, Havoc? Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining. And we had just one product, one switch, one router. We introduced the XR700 later that year, which had more ports, more power. It's a quad-core processor, big, beefy. As we said today in one of our social posts, your friends will question why you needed a quad-core router, but they'll be thankful for the hard carry.
They'll be glad you did.
So we introduced that. Then we introduced the XR300, which was kind of a smaller version, really great for console players and also people that don't have like this. If it's just you in your apartment with your device, and then running like your TV or whatever. It's totally great for doing that.
I think that this room at this top scenario, you want the 700.
Yeah.
We got 7 gaming PCs. One of them goes live all the time on Twitch, streaming live. We've got, these TVs are hardwired. We've got a NAS, all this equipment. 700 is a great option. For me, I live in an apartment with one roommate. I have my gaming PC, and we have, an Xbox and a TV. I have a 500, but I could run that off a 300 just fine. It can handle it easily. No problem.
Handle it easily.
It covered my whole apartment.
As Havoc was saying, that it was that year, 2018, that we went to TwitchCon, and we talked with a lot of content creators, and it's really when we got on the radar. Before that, it was really gaming, but the real game changer for this technology is that a lot of gamers are streamers, and that's it. The way that it works is it really improves your upstream, and that's where all your biggest hassles come from.
Totally.
I'm trying to stream, and I'm getting 3K bit rate, and getting drop frames, and if I drop, I'm going to lose 20% of my audience. If for that 5 minutes of starting back up, and by having a great upstream, you can really as a streamer, it's maximizing your audience.
100%.
And a lot of streamers really kind of have gravitated towards this technology, and they're fans. It's I can't say how much it makes your stream improve. I get regularly, from home about 5K, which is bit rate, which is way better than I had previously. My standing latency, before I had the XR500 was 182 with a DSL. Granted, I got rid of the DSL, but it's it dropped it down to 35, and I was able to actually play Overwatch instead of just being a target. Same with Fortnite. Here's a question. So we got a few questions from super producer Angelo back there, and one of the questions is he back there? There he is. One of the questions: why are we on YouTube Gaming?
Why are we on YouTube Gaming? I think that we as a brand want to be everywhere. We want to be on Mixer. We want to be on Twitch. We want to show that we are really invested in being in the gaming space. And with YouTube Gaming becoming a thing and becoming more popular, we wanted to be a part of it. And I think it's as simple as that. But in addition to that, our desire to be a part of these different segments, we want to give our audience an opportunity to interact with us in another platform. We want to just have as much we want to be as available for you guys to chat with us, to learn more about the products, to ask questions that you might have, tips, tricks, anything. We just want to be in a space where we can do that. And why not add on more? That's why we're there.
The other thing is that in our other channels, we tend to do more gaming type streams, and we do on Mixer and Twitch, and this really gives us kind of a format where we can actually talk to you, the audience. Hopefully, we get questions, see what you guys want to see. If there's something that you want to hear about, you want us to talk about, want us to maybe get somebody in to talk to you about it, this gives you the opportunity as the audience to really kind of crowdsource some of these things and give us ideas to improve our content and also our products coming to you. It's we can talk about like mesh systems. Havoc's talking about like we did help him with his setting up his house. It's a multi-story, I believe, and we got Wi-Fi coverage, everywhere. The great thing is that when we helped Havoc out, we hadn't gotten the Nighthawk mesh bundle, the XRM 570, and now there's a mesh system that you'll still get the DumaOS and you'll get the mesh. Bring Brett in; he's the man. Well, we will, but right now he's
gaming.
He's gaming, and he's also.
That's the first rule. You don't distract a gamer.
Yeah, and he's also.
I'd just like to mention I'm at 32 ping. So.
There you
go. And we're live streaming without an interruption, and we're not. He needs that 32 ping because he's a Winston main. And you know how he's not in the meta. He is now. So. Let's talk a little bit about like the streaming for MPG. When we first started, we did some very sort of once a month partner streams, very big production. The room was very different. We did a whole couch segment where it felt a little Tonight Showy, and then we started a partnership with Perfect World. They're the makers of Neverwinter, Subnautica. Star Trek Online, which recently had its 10th anniversary, and we started doing partner streams with them, showing off when they had new content and brought them in. We did a couple of shows with some indie developers as well. We had some sponsor teams like NRG, Warriors Gaming Squad. Brett and I did a show. We started I think that was our first gaming show where we did the away team where we played Star Trek Online. I wouldn't say successfully or unsuccessfully. I don't know. We spent a lot of time running around in circles. And then we introduced the Clubhouse, which was sort of on Fridays, which was a little more of a couch co-op, really kind of highlighting that.
That was kind of around the time where I came here to Nigeria.
Exactly.
So, myself and Angelo, I don't know if you were on any of the Clubhouse streams, but
I think I was on like one or two.
Yeah.
Mainly it was, there's those chaotic couch co-op games, which, I think everybody loves. Like, what's the cooking one? God,
Cooking Mama.
Yeah, Cooking Mama. But the other one, I can't think of it at the moment. Some Smash, of course.
Of course. Fundamental to co-op gaming.
And then we added challenges. I think we did like a sandwich challenge, which was infamous.
We did the pepper challenge.
We did. We also did the with the Warriors Gaming Squad. This is the dumbest thing that we've done. Never ever play the game that the professional is really good at, and then challenge them to a win challenge. I think with Angelo.
Yeah, that's just like just a recipe for disaster. You're gonna lose.
Yeah, I think Angelo partnered up with me. Oh, Overcooked. Thank you very much. But we played 2K, basketball against the Warriors Gaming Squad. It was to 10 buckets. I think we got 2.
All right.
And
At least you got 2.
at least we scored on them.
I was expecting you to say 10-0. So.
I know and then all the spicy wings went into our gullet, and so we learned quickly from that not to do that. But what we did learn is that the content that you guys wanted to see was, some new games. We did a lot of different streams from there. We moved from the group streams, which were fun, and I still think that group streams are still those are cool.
We still do them occasionally.
Yeah. Like you do one on Wednesdays, which is kind of
the Thursday one is always me and Darren. We play League together. Yeah. And I think it's nice to have that spread of formats, in my opinion. Like I think Ty does a great job by herself doing a story-driven game. I think she can carry the story and the audience very well. I think it's, for me, easier to stream with somebody to bounce off of, especially with League when you're just getting frustrated.
Especially when you're getting tilted. And also, shout out to Josh Nomad, who does a lot of our first-person shooter stuff. Mm-hmm. I love playing with him because what I love, we did that Modern Warfare stream where what I love about it is the chaos that takes place. It's very much like a couch co-op streaming environment, and that was where we started moving into sort of the content of, now we have streams every day, Monday through Friday, at 4:00, and one of us is on. I'm on Mixer on Mondays. My previous background was in game development, so I really kind of go into like these survival games and talk about mechanics and typical boring stuff like that. But we do World of Warcraft, we do League of Legends, we do first-person shooters. We do a lot of StarCraft,
a lot of games. I mean, I think everybody that streams, and this is kind of just luck of the draw, has varying game interests. Like, I think we all each play very different types of games, and it works out nicely because we get to play what we want, and it still provides variety of content.
Yeah, and the other thing
situation to be in
is like, you're passionate about League,
About League.
and it shows in your streams, and you really can kind of talk to what's going on. Mm-hmm. I've loved the survival sort of genre for a while. I like the grindiness of it. I like the unpredictability, and I also like you could tell that I was a producer because I like the whole having a problem, thinking your way through the problem, overcoming the problem, and then moving on to the next problem, because like all of those games, there's like 50 million problems that take place. So what's next for our stream team?
What is next for the stream team? So I think that, and we're kind of piloting this now, but I think that we want to do more of these like sit down and talk kind of things. We have this awesome new kind of podcast set up. We have another room here in the office that's getting redone that's going to kind of be like a news desk. And I just think that that's kind of the direction we're going to be going, at least on YouTube Gaming, is trying this format of sharing information, discussing topics, and hearing from you guys. I think that that's just another way for us to diversify what we're doing here at Nighthawk Pro Gaming, in addition to the gaming on Twitch and Mixer.
I think that what we're really trying to do here and is really kind of get a little bit more interactive with the audience,
totally,
especially on things like we found that while questions are awesome and definitely keep all your questions and comments while we're streaming, sometimes it's a little, like you get a question about a particular feature or something, and you're like, so that particular feature, as you're trying to dodge your way through whatever you're playing. But this gives a little bit more attention to you, the audience, and let's put it out to the audience. I know you guys are out there. What is it that you guys would like to see from this particular, avenue or venue or this particular channel? because we are developing this format. We definitely want to get our support guy in here and answer questions for like 15 minutes. Do like a little 15-minute segment.
Audience.
We'll probably
And
do a
let's
little
put it
bit
out to the
of some
audience. I
gaming,
know you
once
guys
we
are
have
out there.
the
What
Stadia
is it
set
that
up.
you guys would like to see from
and
this
we'll talk about like what's new, what's coming up. And speaking of, so this weekend is the launch of Overwatch.
Because we
are, and so that's like the big
format.
the big talk.
Want to get talk the town, talk the office,
the town, the office. We have a fantasy Overwatch
a little 15-minute
league within the office. I think we might do some updates.
You guys are out there.
The state that
set up.
is, kind of shaping up to be. Did you get your lineup? What's coming up? Today is the last day.
So
this weekend is the launch of Overwatch.
Because I'm just committing to what I already committed to. I'm sticking with my team as of the office.
The town. Who do you got going? Fantasy Overwatch. So everybody in the room has their own team, and I've got a pretty tough matchup. So we're going up against.
Sign me up. Sign me up. I forgot my email. I'm just committing to what
I'm up against Nomad.
I'm sticking with my team as of the office.
The challenge here is that they did cancel a few games. So everybody in the room has their own team. It's supposed to be playing this weekend or not. I've got a pretty sort of matchup. So we're going up against. No. So this weekend is only Dallas. I'm up against New York that are going. The challenge here is
20 hours.
Yeah,
it's happening. All right, so I'm against Angela.
Supposed to be playing
and me and Angela actually during the draft. So a little context. I am not up to speed on all the good players. I know about getting an echo on the stream.
So this weekend is only Dallas. I'm against New York that are going.
Oh, it's me.
The challenge here is.
I opened the stream and then
added
it. Okay, sorry about that.
Oh, rookie mistake.
Rookie mistake, my bad.
Thanks.
Thank you, Havoc, for letting us know. But what I was saying was I'm not up to speed on like who's good in the league. The only kind of knowledge I have is from our relationship with the Shock. So I know Sinatra is good. I know Super is good.
Which I have both of them.
He has both. So my strategy was, let me read up and figure out who does the media think is good. Because that's my best bet. I went full article mode.
So if you go to our Nighthawk Pro Gaming or Twitch.tv/Nighthawk Pro Gaming, you could actually watch the draft and the strategies of our draft, which was Alec's strategy was to go to how to get the best team on. What were we playing on Draft Bro or some crazy?
It was like.
But
ESPN.esports.com or something like that.
So he just goes down this list of.
I had a whole spreadsheet of
checklist
who this one reporter said was good, and then after the fact, I went and like looked at this reporter, and it was like this junior reporter at this esports journalism company, and it's like. I just started. I'm fresh out of college. Like, I hope you guys like
I think
I was like,
probably knew more than he actually.
And I was like. Oh, I've made a critical error. But I think I'll do okay.
Yeah, I think so.
I think I got a decent team.
My whole strategy was just to spoiler Nomad. That was really just I tried to grab picks that I thought that he would pick, and lo and behold, we're in a matchup against each other. But he's got like Gladiators and Excelsior, and he did pretty good with Dallas Fuel. He's got a couple guys that are going to play a couple of games, which is going to give him some points. I went mainly with Shock Fuel, Paris, and I've got Vancouver. I don't know if J-Honk's gonna be starting, but fingers crossed. That would be great. And So I think I might actually just edge him out slightly. What we should do is we should probably maybe we'll grab some screenshots next time we do this. You could actually see the lineups.
You could pull them up and show you guys.
Pull them up. But I think that it's going to be interesting. They've moved to this homestand approach, and so this weekend, if you're in Dallas or New York, you could grab tickets and you can see this live. Since I went to Blizzard Arena the last 2 seasons, it's a totally different experience being there live than watching it on Twitch or now YouTube Gaming. So that's the big thing. We'll see how that launches and how that goes this weekend. I think it should be pretty exciting. There's there's still a lot of players and teams that are going this weekend. What else? What else we got? We got.
What else is coming up?
Yeah, it's like. Wow. Now dead air. So for us, we'll throw it back out to the audience. Is there a subject that you want to chat about over the? We're kind of considering this almost like a call-in show as well. Where if you guys have a topic that you want to talk about, we'd love to talk about it.
In the meantime, I'm very, very interested in Stadia. So Chris showed me Stadia for the first time yesterday, and I had no real grasp of the interface, the usability, and just what it does. I mean, I knew it. It's a cloud gaming service, right?
Right. But
I had no idea that you could just cast a game to a Chromecast, pick up a controller, and play it at 60 frames, 1080p.
It's crazy. It's like the future.
He's shown it to me because we have Chromecast on those TVs over where we sit, and I was just like, "You got NBA open like that?"
We have Chromecast on the TVs in front of us. You can't see it, but there's two.
Chromecasts on the TVs right in front of us. Yeah.
And the amazing thing about it is, if you would have, said I don't know, even 5 years ago, that you'd be able to do that,
I wouldn't believe you.
No, because
I'd be like, that's insane.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And at 60 frames per second, and both all of the streaming services are saying by the end of the year that they're going to be able to get 120 out of some of these things, which is amazing because what is that going to do to console? That's is it gonna change PC? I don't know. I don't think so because I feel that
there's enough of a purist
there
demographic in PC gaming,
and PC gamers are gearheads, and just like classic cars don't go away. There's always people building classic cars out of their garage, and it's that same mentality that granted I have a 2016 Dart, and I opened up the hood and I couldn't tell heads or tails on what anything is because it's all electronic, but I pop a hood on a 73 satellite and I can still fool around gearbox and gearhead wise. Same thing with PC. I like the ability to get in and swapping out parts and putting wires and stuff.
Totally agree.
I don't think that the cloud gaming part is going to really kind of affect that too much, but I do see where my console, I could switch over to a more of a cloud gaming because I had the Xbox One and then I upgraded to the Xbox X, which has right now the most powerful console graphics wise, but I still feel like I'm limited in comparison to PC.
Well, I mean, also, as we're relating it to Stadia, what is it, $129? You can play on any screen.
Right.
The library is okay right now, but
Small.
It's going to get better.
It will.
Right? I mean, it's still in beta. I didn't realize it was still in beta. I thought it was out. And yesterday I learned this. It's just in beta, which is kind of an explanation of why the launch was a little iffy because it's a beta.
It is.
And as it improves and it becomes a completely viable means of which to play a game, why would you buy a console? You know,
especially when your console's like $500 for like
exactly.
Xbox
I mean,
X.
Xbox X. It's an expensive console. You hook it up to one location, and that's what you get. Stadia, anything with a Chromecast becomes a gaming console.
And the crazy thing, and I'll just grab a quick prop here, because even though this is an Xbox controller, Stadia controller's like this big. So if I wanted to go anywhere, I could just grab the controller and grab, like the Chromecast, which is, like that big, and I can go to your house. I can go here.
I already have
anywhere.
a Chromecast, so
Exactly.
you wouldn't even have to.
All I need is the controller.
You literally just take a controller, and we're playing 2K.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
and
like
if
crazy.
you have a Stadia, I have a Stadia. I just bring my controller over to your house, and boom! Now all of a sudden we're couch co-oping.
Mm-hmm.
It's. I think it's going to change console. What do you guys think? Do you guys agree with us? You think we're full of bunk, or what the deal is? I think it's amazing technology. I think it's something to watch. That's why we're definitely gonna be playing around with that, because it's just so damn easy.
It really is. I mean, when I saw Chris put it on the screen, he like just took his phone and like went on the app and picked a game. The little Stadia logo came up and whirled around for 5 seconds, and then there was 2K.
Yeah.
I was just like, I didn't know you could do that. I was, because I don't know, I've never seen it. I was just out of the loop. I didn't know it was that powerful. But yeah, I think it really is the future of, I would say, casual gaming. It's for that demographic that doesn't want to build the PC. That just wants to like pick up and play. Super easy. And I think that's kind of going to be the majority of gamers. I think in the future.
Agree. And I especially think that like, I was big in PC gaming. I was like building a new computer about every 18 months, and but that cycle kind of gets to you after a little bit. And then I switched over, and I was mainly a console player for a while. And granted, there's an inherent laziness with the console, because you just buy one console and just ride it out until the next generation. And I've done the flip flop. I went from Xbox to PS3 to Xbox One, to Xbox X. I don't know where I'm going next. Switch was really cool.
See, that's one thing that I think is really different.
That's a good question. Chromecast, Wi-Fi 6 capable.
Is it?
Let's see.
I wonder. Yeah, look that up. I'm curious to know.
I'm gonna look this up one time.
What was I gonna say? See, okay, so with the Switch,
Yes.
I feel like Nintendo, and I think they've been doing this for years, they always position themselves where they're just a completely different set. Like, yeah, it's a console, but like you can't replace the Switch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like so different. Did you find out if it's?
I did find out on the Wi-Fi. Chromecast Ultra is Wi-Fi 6 capable.
Cool.
And that's going to get you stuff at a higher. Let's see. Yes, we have cable modems as well. And in fact, as far as Mac Diesel, your ISP. I don't know who your ISP is, but. I have Comcast, and I have one of our cable modems. Okay, you guys. Well, what are you doing this afternoon? We can't drive down there for you, but if we could, we would. But let us know what your. How about this, Angela? Could we get like, maybe we get an email and we can send you Mac Diesel. We'll send you some information on how to clear this up, but it's definitely, like for me, I got rid of my Comcast cable modem, swapped it out for one of ours. I have a CM1000, and I get a better signal, and I'm paying for 150, and I'm getting about 170.
Yeah, no, I think that I mean, and this is just kind of fundamental to our business model, is owning your hardware makes so much more sense. And
Oh, yeah.
I've done it since before I came and worked at Netgear. You look it up, and you can buy a good router and a good modem for around $200 probably. I think that would cover your house. I mean, at least I had a smaller house, but you're gonna pay that much in a year with your ISP.
Yeah.
And then you got to give it back.
Yeah.
It's not yours.
No, and it's always old technology too that the ISP gives you. You know,
You're not gonna get a Wi-Fi 6 gateway from Comcast.
But my CM1000, you know, it's paid for itself already in the less than the year that I've had it replacing the Comcast, because Comcast was charging me $14 a month for a modem from I don't know, like the Jurassic period. So can we whisper out to him or DM or already good.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, Mac Diesel, we'll try to help you out. We'll get you some information on DOCSIS 3.0 cable modems that we have that gives you can hook up the XR500 straight into that, and you should be good to go. If you have, I think we've got options. I think one for if you have the cable as well, if you have that double package. Yeah, great question.
That's a good question. Yeah.
Anybody else? We're. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
I had a Nighthawk AC 1900 that's been working on the same modem for 2 years, and all of a sudden it doesn't get a connection. Just kind of died out on you.
That's interesting.
That is. Yeah, that's AC 1900. That's
I can't remember which one is that. Is that like the big one? AC 1900.
Yeah, let's see. There we go. Yeah, it's the little guy.
Little guy.
Yeah, 3. But
yeah, just I would Mac. I would just mention that in your email to Nighthawk Pro Gaming and see how we can help you out.
Yeah, exactly, and we'll see what we can do to get you a little bit of some. Just put in what you want to get out of your system, and we can give you a couple suggestions on what would work.
What I've noticed because Ben had mentioned I do a lot on our Instagrams, Twitter, Facebook. Whenever there's an issue that people email us with or like send us a DM about, there's just so many moving parts when it comes to a network, and it's something I never realized until I came and started working here and like set up my router at home. You know, you could have an ISP issue, your antennas could be bad, your modem could be like, there's so many different pieces that your receiver could be bad on your laptop. Like there's just.
So you bought the XR500 because the AC was broke, and the 500 does the same thing. So you're getting a dropout in some sort of connection, which has to be somewhere between the wall where it comes into your house and the router, which is probably with your and as you were saying that your gateway is not playing nice with the router, so there's got and it probably wasn't playing nice with your AC 1900. But what we could do is if you could include all the models that are in your network, so who is your ISP, what is the gateway router modem that they provided for you that's going into your AC 1900 or your XR 500. We could probably help you out there. Troubleshooting is always a little bit difficult because there are so many moving parts, and if we could get the serial number that of your XR 500, your AC 1900, that would be immensely helpful for our team on this side. I just got a ping from our team, so include that in the email, and we'll try to do the best. Said might have to do some Mac cloning to see.
Mac cloning.
Yeah, so this is to see if that gets the router working. See, that's what's awesome about about this is,
There's support people
there's
watching.
support. We have our support team watching right now as well.
They're here to help out.
They're here to help out. So
that's actually. Did you mention that was another idea of ours? Was bringing
in
a legit. Let's bring in support people and
have them sit right here.
Sit here and talk to you guys about your products. We like I said, this platform is for us to talk to you more, and we love these kind of scenarios where people like Mac are coming to us with their questions, and we're able to help them out. And
well, the good news about it is, in your case, Mac Diesel, is that so it was working for 2 years. It does. It looks like they stuck in, but it was working for 2 years. But ISPs change things from time to time, and what was working may not be working right now, and so it also helps us in making adjustments too, because when we learn something every single time that we have an issue, so everybody learns. And there you go. There's recommended article that quick. See,
there you go.
That's cool. That's just cool for today. Just out of that, I'm glad that we could help you a little bit. We'll try to help you out a little bit more. Anybody else? We've got a few people added in. If you're joining us, we're Nighthawk Pro Gaming. We're talking about this new format that we're using, YouTube Gaming. We're gonna talk I think this is gonna be every week, isn't it?
Ideally, we want to try to do it every week. Yeah. In the meantime, if anybody else, shout out to Mac. I'm glad you got that article. Check it out. Let us know if it works. If not, include it in the email. We'll see what we can do for you. But we also want to just chat about hot topics on the stream. And so with that, I'm curious.
What's on everybody else? What's on your guys' minds right now as far as gaming or technology? What is it that you're looking at in 2020 that you're excited about? We're excited about a bunch of stuff, but we'll talk.
What's your number one game for this year? What are you looking forward to the most?
Number one game got delayed. Cyberpunk.
Really got delayed.
Yeah, it got delayed until the fall,
Well, I had an interesting conversation with my roommate about this. He is very pleased when a game gets delayed because he thinks that a lot of, and I'm curious to know if you agree with this, because I'm kind of on the same page, and you have a history with gaming studios. When you rush the date and you force it on that date, you release an unfinished, botched product, right? But if they're going to delay it, do you think that kind of indicates they're really taking their time and trying to tie up everything?
It could indicate two things. One is I have been on projects where we've done a death march for the last 4 months, and it's the worst experience ever. Brett can also probably say so.
Oh, yeah.
We won't say what studio maybe that was, but it's just some vowels. But that death march of 4 months, oh my God, we got to get this out by, there's certain games that always come out a certain time of year, regardless of
2K.
of rain, sunshine, sleet. And so that 4 months of crunch at the time, you were spending almost every waking hour there. Does it make a game better to push it out? I don't think so, because what ends up happening is that last 3 weeks, QA starts writing bugs like, hey, this is broken, and production is like, hey, we can't fix that, and QA is like, it's kind of bad, and then they'll write back, well, what did we do last year?
IDK.
It's non-shippable. Move on. And so as long as it doesn't fundamentally break the game, that's why you get all those weird bugs at launch, where, your wide receiver's arm is 60 feet long. And then it gets usually fixed in the first patch because, you go down the bug list and you're like, oh, God, okay, let's fix that. Delays either happen because of one, there's the entire project, something fundamentally in that A-class showstopper fundamentally broke, and they have to completely rethink it, or something in the gameplay isn't working as it was imagined when it was designed, and it just ain't working, and you got to go back and overhaul it. I worked on a mobile game that we delayed 4 months because the main portion of the game just didn't work. Versus, it looked great on paper. We got it on the device, and it just didn't work, and so we had to rework it, and it ended up being okay. So delaying can be good, but it also can be a sign of some sort of major trouble in the game, and we won't know until the fall. Yeah, I'm hoping.
Get delayed to?
It got delayed, I think, to September. But
That's a
significant.
that's a pretty big push.
And it looks great. So I don't think it's a polish it's a polish issue. It's probably more of something came up, something broke, something didn't work. Because I know that they were doing some play testing. I have faith in that studio because they're the ones that did the Witcher series, and I've spent better part of the last 3 months playing through Witcher 3. I still have at least 1,800 side quests to whittle my way through. I usually am a completionist, but I don't think I'm going to get this one complete.
I think those are the best kind of games, though, where it's there's just an endless void of things to do.
There's always something.
There's always something you can do. I mean, you can max out your character, but did you finish all the side? I mean, at that point, you're putting on 1,000 hours. You're you get your money's worth.
You definitely get your money's worth. And just a shameless plug on that. I think if you have Xbox Game Pass, you can still get it for free right now, and it includes all of the Year of the Game content and all the extra DLC, which for $10 a month, I think that's a fantastic deal. Games that are coming out, anything that you're looking at for February?
For February, what's coming out in February? Fill me in.
2 Point Hospital is coming out on console, which is awesome.
I don't know what that is.
So 2 Point Hospital is basically like a theme hospital. Where you build a hospital, you staff it out, you have patients, you have to resolve their issues.
This is a simulator game.
Simulator management game. But the thing is it looks like Wallace and Gromit, or Chicken, what was that chicken movie? Chicken Run. And it's
I like that style.
It's super tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
It's super funny.
Goofy game.
It's a goofy game. Brett has it on PC. Angelo has it on PC as well.
I'm out of the loop here.
It's been sort of. Would you say it's a culty game, like a cult game, or like an indie game?
It's an indie game.
I'd say it's like indie.
A theme hospital.
Yeah,
that game. It's like a rehash, kind of like a big update. Different developer,
but it's like the spiritual successor of Theme Hospital. And I think it's brilliant. I think it's funny as all. And but my only concern is when they port these awesome games like that to console. Some of it gets lost in translation. Looking at you, City Skylines, because you are practically impossible to play on console. Great game on PC, not a fun experience on console. I think that there's some new content for Battlefield that's out, Battlefield 5 or V, if you will. But yeah, there's this part of the year is always kind of weird because not a lot of games. I think all the game companies right now are just ramping up for the fall releases, and so not a lot gets released here. It's a lot of porting and moving around content.
I wouldn't know.
Come on, there's always 100 games sitting in your Steam library from the last sale.
There is
plenty to do, right?
I was talking to Josh yesterday, and I told him, I'm pretty much done with Borderlands. I'm kind of sad, and he's like, well, did you play the DLC? And I was like, oh my god, there's DLC, isn't there?
Yeah.
And I had like this sudden epiphany of like, I could keep playing.
Yeah.
Like I don't have to stop.
Did Borderlands 3 feel short for you? It felt like it went quick. Like the main story.
I staggered it a lot.
Yeah.
But I was doing the side quests. So like I think if I was just gonna isolate the main story, it's pretty short.
Yeah, I sort of blazed through that part.
They force you to do the side quest though because the like level requirement for the main quest was very aggressive.
It was, and though, you know, like any of those old game shows, I'd always call in like a lifeline because you know one of my buddies would be on Xbox Live, and I'm like, hey, I got this boss. I know you're like 20 levels higher than me. Why don't you come in and just like clean them out for me? And so they'd jump into my game, kill them, and I'd move on.
Oh god!
So
yeah,
I blazed through Borderlands pretty fast. I've got to go back. I've got DLC to finish on that.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna install the DLC and play it. Probably
Red
tonight.
Dead Redemption. I
still haven't played it.
I went into it with the intent of playing all the way through that thing, and I slowly died, and they went off onto other content.
The storyline in Red Dead Redemption is always like the first one. I like cried at the end.
It's a great story.
I was like, this is deep. This is like a video game, but it's like a movie level, storyline. Like it's a high quality story.
It is.
You know, I think talking about Borderlands, the story is it's usually okay. It's not like this masterful story. I think I play that more for just like the overall look and feel and like aesthetic of the game and how fun it is.
I feel like the Red Dead Redemption Rockstar stuff is like a Sam Mendes movie, and like Borderlands is like Guy Ritchie.
Mm-hmm.
It's action. You don't think too much.
Yeah,
What are you guys playing? Like, give us some suggestions. I know that this time it's a little wonky for game releases, but is there a gem out there that we should check out that you want to recommend?
Yeah, please do, because I'm tilted on League. I want to play a new game.
I got a game you can play.
What game?
It's called Oxygen Not Included.
Oxygen?
It's a base building
I've
game.
heard of this game.
It's a base building game where you're building a base on an asteroid, but it's a two-dimensional side game. And basically, you have to give commands to your. There's clones.
Got a 10 out of 10 on Steam.
Yeah, so there's these clones that live on the asteroid, and you tell them what to build, and they have to build like oxygen-making machines and bedrooms and basically start farming on this asteroid because they're trying to get off of it because they didn't mean to get put there, but they're stuck underground.
So full disclosure, Brett is our resident science game guy.
Yeah, I love science.
Kerbal Space Program. That's your guy. Survival Mars.
That game looks fun.
Which is, those survival science games. That is your bread and butter.
That is my bread and butter.
And I don't know if you could go back into the archives on our Twitch channel, but we played a couple of days of Kerbal Space Program. The science in that game, the physics engine is just amazing. We ended up, I think, crashing on the moon.
No, I think we landed.
No, did we land? We landed.
You might have.
I think we crashed the first. I think we crashed the first attempt.
Yes.
And then landed on the moon.
You gotta crash at least.
But that game is like, that's another thing. Like for 2020, there should be the Kerbal Space Program 2, which also I would love for them to think about. Like, hey, when we port this to console, how are we going to do this?
They outsourced the porting last time.
Yeah.
I never played it though on console, so I couldn't really tell you the difference.
The experience is so much better on PC.
Oh, really?
It's just a little. I mean, it's not like Arc bad, but it's it has its challenges mainly because you like adjusting the cameras.
Yeah.
It just feels weird, and that's a game where you're constantly adjusting the camera.
Come on, if you know what you're doing, you don't need the camera.
Shots fired! Shots fired! It is so true though.
Just wait until you're controlling a docking situation using the entire keyboard at once.
Oh god! So
translating in 8 directions or 9 directions.
that is also like in orbit. Just being able to stretch out your orbit or shrink it is a little bit difficult versus the PC.
It's not it's not initially intuitive, but once you learn the rules, then you can do things that make sense.
I honestly think that my gameplay got better after I learned the actual science behind it, as opposed to, hey, let's just fly straight up and then take a left.
No.
It just doesn't work out that way.
I got bounced, but good luck.
As always, Brett Spot.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care.
As we kind of come to the close of the hour, what we're going to do is, once again, going to let you know, we're going to be talking about this one. This first one is really just to kind of get out there and talk to you guys a little bit and try to help out people. So the three things that we're really going to try to do here is, one, give you guys a little bit of a chance to interact with us and talk about the Nighthawk Pro Gaming technology. If you guys have an issue or have a question, you can always bring that up. We'll try to get you the best help that we can possibly during an hour of a let's be honest, sort of a radio talk show. But we'll also tell you about like new things if we have like something coming up. And you never know. We always have cool stuff coming up. We'll let you guys know first here. And then we'll bring in some guests. We'll talk with product managers, designers, some of our staff here. We may bring in a couple of special guests. We'll talk a little bit about esports and a little bit about support.
Yeah, I think that this new format of hanging out, got the podcast vibe going, it opens up a lot of doors for us to just diversify who we can bring on here and who we can talk to and who we can show you guys and how we can share what we're doing behind the scenes a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think you guys would appreciate learning some of that stuff. I think we're cooking up some cool stuff. We're always cooking up some cool stuff here at Netgear.
It really is. It's like working at Willy Wonka's factory. It really is, because there's always something crazy being cooked up, and we've got like the best hardware in networking, and it really is like when we started Nighthawk Pro Gaming 2 years ago. People were like, "What's a gaming router?" Because nobody had ever heard about it before. And then last year, people were like, okay, I've heard about this gaming router. Is it a real deal? And as, we talked with streamers, and streamers started using it on their streams, and pro gamers started using it. More people are like, yeah, this is like legit. This really does what it does.
What really, really amazes me is I feel like right now in the gaming market, there's so much stuff that's just rebranded. It's just like they slapped some RGB on it and then called it a gaming X and Y. The Nighthawk Pro Gaming routers aren't like that. Like DumaOS as a software, this is something that really blew me away when you gave me my XR500.
Mm-hmm.
Like you open the router software and it's like this is like a computer in and of itself. I mean, I can actually pull up DumaOS for you guys right now and show you like it's way more powerful than just like a rebranded product. It's more than that.
There's so many things. There's there are things that we're improving with it all the time. But there are so many features, and just being able to control which devices, at the device level, at the application level, at the whole bandwidth level, it really gives you the power to really kind of customize your network on how you want it to be, and it gives you the ability so that way your gaming devices aren't at the back of the line, mm-hmm. and LOL Cats is at the front. It's so easy, and it makes such a huge difference, and a lot of people don't really realize that that's really where the rubber hits the road. That's the tires to the internet, and you could really have you could have a greatest car in the world, but you're running on roller skates, it's not going to help you. And this really gets you that ability to get your stream and get your gaming in a place where it drops that latency by like.
Totally. No, I totally agree. And I was just doing a little run through DumaOS, but I think that as time goes on and as gaming becomes a lot more internet based, people are going to start to recognize like this is fundamental to my gaming experience. Especially with online gaming. It already is.
Already
is.
With
you tackle
online.
Cloud gaming. Gaming is all about internet now.
Yeah.
It's it is a fundamental piece. It's like the tires to a car. You can have.
Look at how many devices.
Oh, I know. It's obscene
crazy.
How many devices we have in here. But you can have a Josh tier computer with like an RTX 2080 super.
Nomad is serious
TI.
about his builds and his PC gaming.
Oh, totally.
So
but if you take
tricked
that and you put it on a ISP gateway, you're missing out. Yeah, your games will run fast on your computer, but what if you want to go play Call of Duty online? You can be at 40 million frames per second, but if you're lagging, it ruins your whole experience.
Yep.
And that's kind of the segment we're trying to be in and fix and provide a solution to, I think.
And I think we do it really well. It just as we said, cloud gaming gets more important this year and into next. It's all about the internet, all about your connection, all about making that thing as streamlined as possible. So that ends our first episode of hanging out with Nighthawk Pro Gaming. Just chatting. But we'd like to thank everybody in the audience for joining us. We'd like to thank shout out to Havoc and Mac Diesel for joining us there. Mac Diesel, we'll try to get you as much help as possible. Alec,
That should do it.
Brett, Angelo, and myself.
So when do you stream? When's your daily stream?
Let's talk that.
Yeah.
So Mondays on Nighthawk Mixer, which is mixer.com/Nighthawk Pro Gaming. I do at 4:00. I do the console corner, so it's going to be Xbox type games. And when do you stream? You actually stream twice, don't you? Or once?
I usually end up on somebody else's stream.
Yeah.
I stream every Thursday. League of Legends. Like I said, I'm looking for something new to play. As much as I love League, man, that game just tilts me. I don't know how I do it. I've played that game for
that
like
game
8 years.
Tilts everybody. Everybody has been tilted on that game, at least at any point in time.
I think that game fundamentally makes me a worse person.
Yeah, I've been kind of circling. Was it Escape from Tarkov, which is another. Even though it's like a PUBG, it's sort of in that weird space between survival and PUBG. So we'll see. But yeah,
So yeah.
I feel you.
So
All
Thursday
right.
for me, 4 p.m. on Twitch, and then Ben is on Mixer,
At 4.
4 p.m. every Monday. That's Pacific time.
And we'll be here every Friday at noon to 1 o'clock. We went a little bit over today, but we'll be here every Friday. And get ready. If you have questions for next week, hit us up on Twitter. Hit us up on Instagram, Facebook. You'll find us Nighthawk Pro Gaming. We're pretty much everywhere.
Yeah, just shoot us a message.
Shoot
Is
us a
there something
message.
you want us to talk about or something you want to know? Any question you have about Nighthawk Pro Gaming, Netgear, Mural, any of it, just let us know. We're here to share it with you guys and be a little more open about the brand. Talk to you guys. So
thanks to you, because we can't do this without you. So thank you all, and signing off.
peace out. Have a great evening.
Have a great weekend, and we'll see you then.